This is a Squiz podcast. We're your shortcut to being informed.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Amanda Bauer. It's Tuesday, July 13. In Squiz Kids today, teachers get to roll up their sleeves, Italy erupts in celebrations, a very expensive video game, and cuttlefish get YouTube famous. That's what's making news, kid style.
The Lowdown.
For all those listeners in Greater Sydney starting remote schooling today, some good news. The New South Wales Government has pushed teachers and school staff to the front of the COVID vaccination queue in the 3 areas most affected by the outbreak, in recognition of the need for schools to reopen safely as soon as possible. And now for the not-so-good news. New South Wales Premier Gladys Berejiklian said it was almost impossible that lockdown would be able to end this Friday, with 112 new cases announced yesterday. So strap yourselves in. It's likely that remote learning will continue for kids in Sydney, the Central Coast, the Blue Mountains, Wollongong and Shell Harbour for a while yet. But all the experts agree that the sooner kids can return to school safely, the better for everyone. For everyone else heading to school today or getting ready to return next week, just remember how lucky you are.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Italy, where celebrations erupted yesterday after the men's soccer team won the 2020 Euros. Yes, I know it's 2021, but just like the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games, the Euros were also delayed by a year. No prizes for guessing why. Thanks, COVID. The Italian team was undefeated after 33 games going into yesterday morning's game. A big turnaround after they failed to even qualify for the 2018 World Cup. But England was also on fire, and the game was 1-1 after extra time. That took us to a penalty shootout, which Italy won, taking the game 3-2. If you enjoy stressful TV viewing, I've put a link in the episode notes to the full shootout. The crowd at London's Wembley Stadium was pretty silent after that as the loss sank in. But in the Italian capital of Rome, where thousands had gathered to watch, there was chanting, cheering, fireworks and plenty of happy tears. Not so nice was the horrible online behaviour of some English fans towards the 3 young English players who were not able to convert their penalties into goals. The English Football Association condemned the nasty social media posts, and the English coach, Gareth Southgate, defended the players. He said, "We won together as a team, and it's on all of us for not being able to win tonight." Too right.
Pop Culture Corner.
So, what do you do when you get a new video game? Open it and play it, right? Not so fast. Yesterday, an unopened copy of a 25-year-old video game sold at auction for $2.08 million. Super Mario 64 cost $99 new when it was released in 1996, meaning that the seller made, hang on a second, doing some maths, $2,079,901. That is quite the profit and has set the world record for the most expensive single video game ever sold. You know what's even crazier? The previous record was set only 2 days ago when another unopened video game, this time it was The Legend of Zelda from 1987, was sold for $1.15 million. The burning question, for me at least, is what are these millionaire buyers going to do with their games? I've been researching this for you, and I can tell you they don't play them. Just like coin collectors don't spend their coins and stamp collectors don't stick them on letters, unopened video game collectors just keep them.
Animal Kingdom.
Every year at about this time, scuba diving tourists flock to Stony Point in the Spencer Gulf of South Australia to feast their eyes on giant Australian cuttlefish that gather there every winter. Now, thanks to a group of Year 9 students at nearby Whyalla High School, the whole world can watch the 50-centimetre long cephalopods. Cephalopod being the word for the family of animals that includes cuttlefish, octopi and squid. These students' legendary science teacher hooked them up with an environmental non-profit technology outfit, which helped them build a network of platforms and underwater cameras to collect scientific data on the cuttlefish. They've also created CuttleCam, which is a YouTube live stream that shows the cuttlefish interacting with each other, changing their shape and texture to camouflage themselves, and occasionally scurrying out of the way of one of those scuba diving tourists. I'll pop a link in your episode notes so you can check out the cephalopods. Say that 5 times fast.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question 1. Who is going to the front of the COVID jab line in New South Wales? That's right, it's teachers. Question 2. Which video game set a record for the most expensive in the world? That's right, it was Super Mario 64. And question 3. What was the final score in the Euro 2020 Championship game? That's right, Italy 3, England 2.
Shout-outs.
It's July 13, and 8 years ago today, the Black Lives Matter movement was founded in the USA. It's also the 79th birthday of Harrison Ford, who will be forever young in the hearts and minds of Indiana Jones and Han Solo fans. It's also a special day for these Squiz kids celebrating a birthday today. Annika from New South Wales, Amelia from Glenhaven, and Georgie from Thirroul. And we're still playing catch up with lots of holiday birthdays. Belated shout-outs to Tanner from Mackay, Chloe from Cronulla, Zachary from Mount Annan, Sadie from Bulimba, Mia from Largs, Skylar Lee from Doncaster East, Hamish from Ivanhoe, Storm and Katya from Abbotsford, Kian, Veer and Zuki, all from Cannon Hill. And a big belated shout-out to Lucas, listening all the way from Iran. Classroom shout-outs go to the Grade 6A students from Pearcedale Primary School, Years 2, 3, 4 at Milford Public School, Grade 2 Navy from Southern Cross Public School in Ballina, Class 5A at the Hunter Valley Grammar School, Class 3, 4T at Antonio Park Primary School in Mitcham, and Class 5, 6P from Cannon Hill State School and their teacher, Mrs. Phelan, who's recovering from surgery. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout-out, or if you want a classroom shout-out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. That's all we have time for today. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.
Squiz Kids is proudly supported by the Judith Neilson Institute for Journalism and Ideas.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.